Hi, my name is Spencer Mendola, and this is for my COM 115 public speaking class at Red Rocks Community College. Today I'm going to tell you about how to change your own oil. How many of you own a car? 95% of American households these days own a car, and about 85% of them use that car to get to work. It is important to keep your car in good working condition, especially if you rely on it to get you where you need to go. One of the most important things that you can do to maintain your car in good working condition is to change the oil. You can either take it to a mechanic and have them do it for you, or you can change the oil on your own with the right tools and materials. It is beneficial both to your wallet as well as to your understanding of how your vehicle is running that you change the oil on your own. You can get the correct tools that you need from your local auto parts store. They include a ratchet set, a filter wrench, as well as a funnel, drain pan, shop towels, hand cleaner, rags, and if you own a car and not a truck, you'll need a jack as well as jack stands. The materials that you'll need include motor oil of the correct type, including conventional, high mileage, and full synthetic, as well as the correct viscosity, which you can find out by looking in your owner's manual, and the oil filter, which you can find out by having the employee at the auto parts store look it up for you. Now that you know what materials you'll need to know about the process. The first step is to drain the old oil. You will want to warm the vehicle up for a minute or two before you do this, which will help the oil to flow more easily out. Then you need to have a safe area that you can do this, and it needs to be on level ground. If you have a car, you will want to jack it up, as well as you'll need jack stands for safety reasons. Then you'll want to remove the dipstick, which will allow the oil to flow more easily out. Then locate the drain plug and place paper towels as well as the drain pan underneath. You can loosen the drain plug by turning counterclockwise with the ratchet, and be careful because the oil may be hot and it will start flowing out. Then loosen it with your hand, and once the oil slows to a drip, you can tighten it back on with the ratchet, only turning 1/4 turn clockwise once it feels tight. Do not over tighten. Second step is to replace the oil filter. You want to keep the pan underneath where the oil filter is, and with your oil filter wrench, you will want to loosen it. You can either use the classic style strap type oil filter wrench, or if your car does not allow the space that you need to use that, you'll need to use an oil filter cap wrench, which looks like this. You will attach this to your ratchet, an extension if you need one. It will attach on, which will allow you to loosen the oil filter, turning counterclockwise. You will want to then, once you have the old oil filter off, apply new oil to the gasket of the oil filter. This will prevent it to stop it from leaking and make sure that the oil filter does not get stuck on there. Because the next time you go to do it, if you didn't do that, it will be really hard to remove it. The third step is to add new oil. You want to loosen the oil filler cap and make sure that you use a funnel. You will then want to replace the cap and the dipstick. If you were doing this on a car, you would lower it from the jack, if you used one, and then run the vehicle for a minute to allow the oil to fully circulate throughout the engine. Then you need to check the oil to make sure that you have the correct amount in there. To do this, you'll remove the dipstick, clean it off, and then reinsert it and check it again. Make sure that you add any oil if necessary. The last step is to clean up and recycle. You'll want to pour the old oil into the same jug that the oil came in. Put the oil filter into a plastic bag and throw away any paper towels or dirty rags. Make sure that you record the mileage of when you perform the oil change as well as the date. so that you know when to do it the next time. So in conclusion, changing your own oil can save you money as well as increase your understanding of how your vehicle is running. It is essential to change your oil on a regular basis, whether you take it to a mechanic or you do it on your own. If you go to your local auto parts store, you can get the tools that you need: a ratchet set, a filter wrench, a funnel, a drain pan, shop towels, hand cleaner, rags, and a jack and jack stands. The materials that you will need are oil of the correct amount, viscosity, and type, as well as an oil filter. The know-how that you need is what I've told you today, and it can be broken down to 4 simple steps. Drain the old oil, replace the filter, add the new oil, and clean up and recycle. Now that you have everything that you would need to do the oil change yourself, remember that according to the Environmental Protection Agency, 2 gallons of used oil, when recycled, can generate enough electricity to power the average American household for up to 24 hours. As well as, according to the American Petroleum Institute, 1 gallon of used oil can contaminate 1 million gallons of water. Thank you.